Hey friends, Sean from Draft Therapy here, and on today's review for you, it's time for Hopslam. Hopslam is a 10% double IPA from Bell's Brewing in Comstock, Michigan. So before I start, I just want to give a shout out to all my regular viewers and commenters of this channel. I started out last year from having absolutely no audience. I had no idea what I was doing or how I was going to do any of this. And all the support that I've gotten from you guys has really just blown me away. I just wanted to thank each and every one of you who comment, like, and everybody who watches a video, even if you don't interact. I really appreciate all the support. So with that out of the way, if you're not familiar with Hopslam already, let's just say that it's probably the biggest limited release from Bell's all year. Yeah, of course, we have Oberon that comes out every spring, and that's a big deal to people. And people love some of the limited edition stouts that come out every year, and that's usually later in the year. But Hopslam is the one that I feel like I hear people ask more often than not. Did you try Hopslam this year? And that's pretty much the most common thing I hear when it comes to Bell's. So I have a bit of a love-hate relationship with Hopslam. A few years back, maybe 10 years or more, I was really huge into IPAs. I've mentioned it several times in other videos, and it was always, like the hoppier the better for me. But something just after a while just killed it for me, and I think I got sick of all these beers trying to one-up each other on how they could be more bitter and more piney than the other one. And for me, Hopslam was really kind of the epitome of that whole scene. So I have to say, though, after starting this channel, I have a bit of a more of a newfound appreciation for IPAs, and even the really bitter ones have earned a teeny tiny space in my heart. Maybe Hopslam's going to be the one that expands that space, but I won't know until I try it for 2018, right? So when I used to drink it, back in the day, it came in a bottle. Now it comes in cans. I think that's within the last year or two. This might actually be the first year for cans. I'm not really sure. I didn't seek this out last year, but let's take a look at the can here. It says on the bottom here, double IPA pale ale brewed with honey. And it's funny, this design wraps around the entire can, and there's a line at the bottom here I thought was just kind of funny that it wraps around the entirety of the can. It says, an exceptionally aromatic blend of hops combined in this balanced interpretation of the double IPA style, best enjoyed as fresh as possible. And this one I will be enjoying as fresh as possible because I just picked this up today, 104.18. So I'm actually recording this on the 7th. This was packaged 3 days ago, and I think that's absolutely insane that, the distributors or that the brewers, they can get this beer packaged and they can get it distributed all over the state, or at least, the lower peninsula of the state in like 4 days, right? So, yeah, 3 days. So, yeah, the design on this hasn't changed. It still is this guy who looks like he's being crushed by a hop bud, or 3 of them actually. And just the green can. Everything on this exudes the color green, and I equate green with being a hoppy taste. We're going to try it out. So I'm going to grab my IPA glass, which would be fitting for none other than Hopslam. Let's open the can here. Yeah, that's what I remember smelling. It smells piney, hoppy. Let's pour it and see if it tastes like it looks and it smells. And these are in 12-ounce cans. I'm used to not pouring a 12-ounce can on these videos. Usually they're 16-ounce, and I'm going to bubble over there. And okay, so I just obviously got to sip off this little foam over. Initial impression is not as hoppy as I remember it. A little bit sweeter, actually, than I remember in the past. Let's give it a smell. Getting some on my nose here. Yeah, I'm just kind of picking up a general hoppiness. I think I've kind of in my mind, let my mind kind of, put a different kind of spin on this than what it actually is. I'm going to let it sit here and kind of settle down for a minute. But it's nice and clear, a nice yellow golden color, no haze. This is extremely transparent. Not a lot of bubbles going on here. Not a lot of action going on in the glass. No sediment. This is clear, refined. I know it's considered unpasteurized. Well, it's not considered. It is unpasteurized. I usually think of that as being unfiltered, but I know that's not the same thing. Yeah, nothing on the can says anything about being unfiltered, but this is obviously filtered, and it's super clear. I'm just gonna go head first into this foam, and just it's kind of like an off-white, kind of almost a khaki-ish color. It's like a really super light version of what the actual beer looks like, what the actual Hopslam looks like, and it's really densely packed bubbles. On the top, on the side, you can start to see they're kind of, medium-sized bubbles, a little bit small to medium, and not as densely packed as it was on the top. But, that may have been also from my pour. I'm going to take a drink and just dive right in. So initially, again, like I said before, when I got that real quick sip off the foam, it's not anything like I remembered it being, at least in that foamy part. The first taste that I drink, that I bring in, the first taste is really smooth. It's kind of got this a little bit of a bite to it, kind of like a hoppy bite. And it's got that sweetness in the beginning when you take the first drink, the first pull, when you kind of let it sit in your mouth. It's actually kind of sweet. That's probably the honey coming through. I don't really taste much of it has a really slight hint of honey, but as it goes down your mouth, goes in the back of your mouth on your tongue and you swallow it, that's when you start to really pick up that bitter, piney, hoppy flavor. If I take a quick drag in, it's kind of sweet throughout, even when I swallow it. But if you just let it sit there for a few seconds, that's when you really start to pick up the super piney aftertaste. It has an IPA aftertaste like magnified 10 times, right? So if you're used to drinking an IPA and you kind of have that bitter, kind of piney taste in the back of your mouth, maybe a really sharp citrus taste, it's like that, but in super intense. Like I said, it has a bit of a hoppy bite when you start drinking it. I think that can be partially attributed to the 10%. This is 10%. It doesn't taste overly boozy. There's actually no boozy quality to it. It doesn't taste like 10%. A lot of these beers are 10% or they're, 8 to 10%, and you're not really picking up on the alcohol. It's masked really well with the taste. This Hopslam, again, it's actually a lot better than I remembered it being, and maybe they've changed it over the years. Like I said, it's been quite a long time since I've had it, and I think I just built it so much up in my mind. But I actually really like it, and I'm kind of kicking myself that I didn't pick it up sooner. And again, I think having all these IPAs over the last year, which I never was really, I kind of fell off the wagon. I was over the last few years, I avoided IPAs as much as possible. This one's actually really good, and the IPAs that I've had over the last year have all been really good. And I just think over time, as time's gone on, I've kind of matured my taste a little bit. So I think that this is something in the future that I'd probably pick up too. Hopslam is a lot different than I remember it being, but like I said, I think I just built it up so much in my mind. And I know there seems to be this big rush on Hopslam, especially when it first comes out. If you can get this is one I would recommend coming back to. Like I said, it's been a few years for me, but I mean, I'm going to look forward to it in the future too. All right, friends, that is 2018's Hopslam by Bell's. Truly one of the most unique tasting double IPAs that you will try. Have you had Hopslam yet? And if so, what are your thoughts on it? Are you going to be checking out the Michigan Brewers Guild Winter Beer Fest in Comstock Park? And if so, who are some of the brewers you're going to be looking out for? Let me know in the comments down below. And while you're down there, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Don't keep all this beery goodness to yourself. I've also got links to my social media and my website at drafttherapy.com. The best part about it, after all this holiday spending, is that it's absolutely free. So until next time, I'm Sean from Draft Therapy. Thanks for stopping by, and remember, drink craft beer, support your local breweries, and don't forget to treat yourself to a little draft therapy. Thanks for watching. Cheers.